Hello students, today I am going to conduct this class in English instead of Tamil. Okay, let's see how this works for a change. Alright, for solving simultaneous equations, we had seen that there are three algebraic methods, namely substitution method, elimination method and cross multiplication method. In the last couple of videos, we had seen the substitution method and the elimination method. In this video, we are going to see the cross multiplication method of solving simultaneous equations. Let me take an example. I am going to take an example such as 5x minus 2y is equal to minus 11. 3x minus y is equal to minus 7. Alright? Now, how does cross multiplication work? Actually, the cross multiplication method is based on a formula. The formula is available in your book. I encourage you to take your book, NCERT book, go to page number 60, and on the top, okay, you can pause now, go to page 60 in your NCERT book and take a look at the top line. Do you see something like this? X divided by b1 c2 minus b2 c1 is equal to blah blah blah. Do you see something like that? I write the formula here. Okay, x divided by b1 c2 minus b2 c1 is equal to y divided by c1a2 minus c2a1 is equal to 1 divided by a1b2 minus a2b1. Now this is the formula that we are going to use. However, do you observe that this formula is a bit too complicated to remember? The reason being, we have B and C and C and A and B all jumbled up along with the numbers 1, 2, 2, 1 and so on. So the A, B, C constants are jumbled up, the numbers 1, 2, 3 are jumbled up, and it's very difficult to remember this formula. Actually, in maths, there are many such formulas following this pattern. The A, B, C constants being jumbled up along with the numbers 1, 2, 3. Whenever mathematicians come across formulas such as this, they invent a visual method of applying the formula. That way, they avoid the necessity of students mugging the formula up. It's very difficult to mug this formula. In fact, even if you mug it up, there is a high chance that you might make a mistake in it. So, mathematicians always invent visual ways of applying the formula. Okay? So, this is a formula that we are going to use, but we are not going to explicitly use this formula. We are going to use it implicitly in a visual way, which means you can forget this formula. Okay? You don't need to remember this formula at all. So, I am going to erase this formula and I am going to tell you how we are going to apply the same formula in a visual manner. Okay? Alright. Before we proceed further, I have to warn you that cross multiplication is one method in which you have to bring the equations in the standard form. Do you remember what the standard form is? The standard form of a linear equation will be of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. In other words, you will have an x term, you will have a y term, and the constant term also will be along with them, followed by equal to, followed by 0 on the RHS side. That is the standard form of a linear equation. Even though a linear equation can be written in various forms, this is considered as a standard form. And most importantly, when it comes to the cross multiplication method, you have to bring it to the standard form. before you proceed further. Now this was not the case in the substitution method as well as the elimination method. Whatever forms the equations came up with, we simply accepted them. The only thing we did was we tried to make both the equations of the same form. That's the only thing we did. We didn't even try to make them into the standard form. We just tried to make both of the equations in the same form, either the same standard form or the same non-standard form. But in the case of cross multiplication, you have to bring them the standard form. So please remember that. Do not proceed without bringing to the standard form. If you do so, your answer may be wrong. Okay? Alright, so first thing I am going to do is I am going to convert to the standard form, and to make it into the standard form, I have to move the constant from the RHS to the LHS. So I will have 5x minus 2y plus 11 is equal to 0, and 3x minus y plus 7 is equal to 0. Alright, now the visual process is going to start. Listen keenly. You write here you remember a word that I am going to say now. B cap. Okay? B C A B. B cap is a word that you should remember, and you write it like this: B C A B. Okay? B C A B. Right, with some space between, like I have done here. Okay, then right here, x divided by y divided by 1 divided by. Okay, write this beneath BCAB. Okay, just below BCAB, write x by y by 1 by. Now this B stands for the coefficient of the variable y. So here, this is the variable y, and what are the coefficients? Minus 2 and minus 1. So I write them here, minus 2 and minus 1. Okay? Now I go to C. C is the constant. And what are the constants we have here? For the first equation, the constant is 11, and for the second equation, the constant is 7. I write that here. Then I go to A. A is the coefficient of the variable x, and here the coefficients of x are 5 and 3. 5 and 3. And B, once again, I have to just repeat these numbers there. Minus 2, minus 1. And now I am going to do a visual processing. Listen keenly. Okay? Okay. Look what I am going to do now. I write here x divided by this number multiplied by this number. I put an arrow like this. Okay? Meaning this number I am going to multiply with this number. Minus 2 I am going to multiply with 7 minus, now this minus is part of the formula, okay? Minus, this time I am going in this direction. This number multiplied by this number. This number is minus 1 multiplied by this number, 11. Okay, that is x by equal to y by, once again same pattern. I am going to draw an arrow like this. This number multiplied by this number, 11 into 3 minus, once again I remind you, minus is part of the formula, okay? Minus this number multiplied by this number, 7 into 5. That is equal to, finally, 1 divided by, I draw an arrow again, this multiplied by this, 5 multiplied by minus 1 minus, again an arrow like this, 3 multiplied by minus 2. Okay? So essentially in this line I have applied the formula. If you go back to your NCERT book and look at page 60, you will see that I have applied the formula x divided by, there was some b2, c1, b1, c2, a2, b1, a1, b2 and so on, right? So that piece, that formula is being applied here. But instead of applying as a formula, we have done some visual work. We have arranged the coefficients in a particular manner and we have drawn certain arrows like this and we have visually done this. And in fact, the reason why this method is called the cross multiplication method is because, do you see that we do something like this, there is a multiplication here like this and there is a multiplication crosswise that goes like this. Okay, crosswise multiplication. That is why we call this as a cross multiplication method based on the visual mechanism itself. Actually, this should have been named as a formula method because we are actually using the formula. But we are not using the formula explicitly, instead we are using it implicitly and we are using a visual method. Since the visual method involves a kind of cross multiplication, they have called it the cross multiplication method. Alright, so this, if you practice, it may appear a bit complex now, but if you practice 2 or 3 sums, you will see that this is very easy actually. Okay. Alright, let me just now go further and simplify it. So x divided by minus 2 into 7 minus 14. Now there is a minus here, multiplied with minus 1, multiplied with 11. So this is all multiplication. So minus into minus plus 1 into 11, 11 is equal to y divided by 11 into 3, 33 minus 7 into 5. So minus 35 is equal to 1 divided by 5 into minus 1 minus 5. There is a minus here, there is a minus here and it's all multiplication. So minus into minus plus 3 into 2, 6. Okay. Actually we have come very close to the answer. Since I don't have space, I will continue here. What do we have? Therefore, x divided by minus 14 plus 11, I get minus 3 is equal to y divided by 33 minus 35 is minus 2 is equal to 1 divided by minus 5 plus 6, which is 1. Now you can't simplify any further. Once you reach this stage, just put a line here and what you have to do now is take the x term and equate it to the constant number here. So what do we have? X by minus 3 is equal to 1 by 1 is 1. Therefore, x is equal to minus 3. Similarly, take y by minus 2 is equal to 1. Therefore, y is equal to minus 2. So the final answer is, therefore, x is equal to minus 3, y is equal to minus 2. This is the answer for this problem. Do you see how we approach this? So I'll just give us a short recall. You first have to convert the equations into standard form. Then you write B, C, A, B, B cab. That's the word that you have to remember. Just between B and C and slightly below, you write x divided by. Between C and A, just below, you write y divided by. Similarly, between A and B, just below, you write 1 divided by. And then beneath B, you write the coefficients of y. Beneath C, you write the constants. Beneath A, you write the coefficients of x. And for B, once again, you copy this and put it there. By the way, I would like to remind you that when we say coefficients, it includes the sign also. So, for example, when we say coefficient of this term, it's not just 2 but minus 2. Please remember that. Then here comes the cross multiplication part. I write x by, then I start always from the left top. Some students make this mistake. They will start from here. Minus 1 into 11 minus this into this. They will do it like this for one term. Then for the next term, they will take 11 into 3 minus 7 into 5. So if you take randomly like this, you will get a wrong result. Therefore, you always start with the left top. Just like when we start writing on a board, which side we always start? Okay, do we start here or there or there or there? We always start with the left top. So that's an easy way to remember. You always start with the left top. So on the left top you start, put an arrow and then multiply. Minus, that's very important, it's part of the formula. If you check the formula, there will be a minus there. So minus, then you put an arrow like this. Okay? Same here. Minus, minus. And then if you simplify, you will end up with something like this. Okay? Once you reach the stage, you cannot simplify it further. In such a case, you put a line, separate the x part and the y part, equate the x part to the number, find the value of x, equate the y part to the number, find the value of y, and that is your solution. Okay, so this is how the cross multiplication method works, and I want you to copy this onto your notebook, and after copying I want you to try a particular sum that I am going to give now. Okay, let me write the sum here. I don't have much space, so I'll write here. This is going to be your exercise. Now you take it. It is 2x minus 3y is equal to 7. X plus 4y plus 2 is equal to 0. Now you might notice that the second equation is quite alright. Why? Because it is in the standard form. But the first equation is not. So your job first is to bring it into standard form and then proceed with BCAT. Okay? So you pause now and write this down and try this one. Okay? Pause now. Alright, have you tried that sum? What is the answer you got? Did you get 2 comma minus 1 as answer? 2 comma minus 1. If you done it right, you would have got x is equal to 2 and y is equal to minus 1. That's the way we do cross multiplication. I am going to demonstrate cross multiplication once again with another example. Okay? Okay, this is the second sum that I am doing. It is going to be 4x plus 3y minus 9 is equal to 0. 3x minus 6y minus 4 is equal to 0. Now, luckily this time, both my equations are already in the standard form. So I don't have to do anything. I can just proceed with BCAT. Alright, so what should I do? I mention the word B, C, A, B like this with some gap between them, and then below BC I write x divided by, below CA I write y divided by, below AB I write 1 divided by, and then below B I write the coefficients of y, which is 3 minus 6, and beneath C I write the constants, minus 9, minus 4, beneath A I write the coefficients of x, which is 4 and 3, and for B, once again I copy those numbers, 3 minus 6. Alright, now what should I do? Therefore, x divided by, should I start from here or should I start from here? What is the way to remember? I said the way to remember is just remember board. We always start with the left top of the board. Similarly, you have to, if you think of this as a rectangle, the left top is this. You always start from here and you put an arrow like this. You multiply this and this. Okay? Now, if for the first few sums you would you would probably do like this, 3 into minus 4 and so on. But as time progresses, as you get used to these sorts of sums, you will be able to write the result directly. So 3 into minus 4 minus 12, you can write directly. But this is okay, I don't have an objection if you do this. But the next part is very crucial. You please put a minus here, because that minus is part of the formula. Okay, and then you multiply these two numbers. Minus 6 into minus 9. Now minus into minus becomes plus. 6 into 9 is 54. So 54. If for example, instead of minus 9, if there was a plus 9 here, just imagine. So minus 6 into 9 would be minus 54, and that minus 54 minus of minus 54 would have become plus 54, right? So you have to be very careful when you deal with this part. I see many students making a mistake here. Now if you are the type who makes mistakes here, then my suggestion to you is do it like this. For the first part you multiply and write directly, no problem. For the second part alone, don't write directly. Instead, write like this, minus 6 into 9. Okay? That way you won't make errors. After all, we don't want to lose marks for these silly mistakes. So if you are unable to correctly arrive at the number here, do like this. Otherwise, if you feel confident, if you are okay with this basic arithmetic, then you can directly write the numbers also. Okay? So I once again put back the minus here, which I removed earlier. So the formula itself had a minus, and I put an arrow like this. Minus 6 into minus 9 is plus 54. So minus plus 54, which is minus 54. Okay, is equal to y divided by, once again an arrow like this, minus 9 into 3 minus 27 minus, okay, and this time it goes like this, minus 4 into 4 is minus 16. Already I have a minus here. So minus of minus 16 becomes plus 16 is equal to 1 divided by, once again this arrow, 4 into minus 6 minus 24 minus 3 into 3, 9. Alright. Now from now on it is just simple algebra. If I simplify this, I will get the answer. Let's see how it goes. Therefore, x divided by, both are minus, so I simply add them, 6, x divided by minus 66 is equal to y divided by minus plus. So I have to subtract 27 minus 16 is 11, and it's minus 11, and 1 divided by 24, both are minus, so this will be 33 minus. I can't simplify any further, so what should I do? I separate it into two parts. I equate the x term with the number term there. So I get x by minus 66 is equal to 1 by minus 33. That means x is equal to, if I take this minus 66 here, it becomes minus 66 divided by minus 33. So minus and minus get cancelled, and 33 and 66 get cancelled. So I get 2. X is equal to 2. Similarly for y by minus 11 is equal to 1 by minus 33. So y is equal to, I take the minus 11 there, so minus 11 by minus 33. Minus and minus get cancelled, and 11 by 33 I will get 1 by 3. Okay, don't be surprised by the fraction. I think this is the first time we are getting a fraction as a result for either x or y. Now in the previous cases, it was only a coincidence that we got all integers, nice integers as answers for x and y. But there is no rule that you should get only integers as answers. You can also get fractions like this or decimal values. No harm in it. Don't be scared. Okay. So this answer is correct. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 1 by 3. So let me write it here. Therefore, x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1 by 3. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 1 by 3. That's the answer to this question. Alright. So you can pause now and write the workout of this sum. Okay, take a pause now. All right, have you written it down? Okay, I'm going to erase it, and I'm going to talk about one more sum which is of a slightly different type. You will see what causes the difference in the type shortly. This time I'm going to take this sum ax plus by is equal to a minus b. Ax minus by is equal to a plus b. So will you notice the difference in the question? Instead of numbers as coefficients, this time we have constants as coefficients. So a, b, a minus b and so on, they are constants rather than numbers. Such questions can be asked in any one of the three methods: substitution method, elimination method and cross multiplication method, and we can solve such questions using any method. However, I have observed that mostly such questions are asked in board exams only for the cross multiplication method. I don't know why. They could as well ask this in elimination method. You can find the answer using elimination method also, using substitution method also. But I don't know, they don't ask these questions like this for elimination substitution, but for cross multiplication, sometimes they ask questions of this type. And questions of this type generally tend to be a little more difficult, okay? Not complex, because the same steps have to be followed, so it's not complex. But sometimes algebraically there may be some difficulty for some people. They may make certain mistakes, so we have to do it very carefully. Okay, look at what I am going to do. The first thing is, as usual, I have to convert this to the standard form. So I write the first equation as ax plus by, and I bring a minus b here, so that plus a will become minus a and the minus b will become plus b. So that is my first equation. The second equation will be ax minus by minus a minus b is equal to 0. Now I have to write b cap. However, I am going to write b cap in capital letters. Can any of you guess why I am using capital letters? Because in the previous cases I used only small letters. The reason is, look, whenever you have a question where the constants themselves are in the form b, a, c, etc., then there is a possibility of you are getting confused between the ABC of the equation and the ABC of the formula. Do you see the point? That is A and B occurring in the equation, not C. We don't see any C here. We see A here, B here, A here, B here and so on. So there are certain A's and B's in the equation. Then there is a B and C in the formula. So if in situations like this where you have ABC, in both cases, there is a tendency for students to get confused and mix the two issues, thereby ending up with the wrong answer. To prevent such mistakes, I always suggest that you change the formula to capital letters. Now, the student does not have the right to change this into capital letters. Why? Because it is a question and students cannot change the question, right? Suppose I ask you a question, okay, who is the Prime Minister of Great Britain, and you don't know the answer to that question. Can you say, sir, the Prime Minister of India is Narendra Modi? I know that. You can't do that, right? You can't change the question just because you don't know the answer. Similarly, you can't change the question. You can't change this to capital A, capital B and so on. That right you don't have as a student. So, whatever is the question, you take it as it is. But the formula can be manipulated. The formula involved A, B, C in small letters. But mathematics gives the student the right to convert the formula to capital letters when situations like this arise. Okay, so remember that and write B, C, A, B in capital letters. Alright, now what does this B mean? It is the coefficient of Y. So in this case, the coefficient of Y turns out to be, of course there should be a X by, Y by, 1 by here, and coefficient of Y is plus B and minus B, plus B and minus B. C, what is C here? It's a bit strange. When we dealt with numbers, we had only one number there. But when we are dealing with constants, you see two constants here. So A is a coefficient of X, B is a coefficient of Y. But what is a constant term? The whole thing is a constant term. Okay? This whole thing, minus A plus B, that whole thing is a constant term. So for C, constant term, I have to write minus A plus B. Similarly, for the second equation, this whole thing is a constant term, minus A minus B. Now coming to A, that will be the coefficient of the variable X. So I have A, and once again B, I copy from here, B minus B. Alright, now I start applying the formula. The formula goes like this, X divided by, I have to start from the left top corner and multiply in this direction. So this is going to be difficult, so be careful. Look at what I am doing. I write B into minus A minus B. Minus, this minus is part of the formula. Now I draw the arrow like this, minus B, okay, minus B into minus A plus B. So this is the X term. Now coming to the Y term, we have Y divided by, similarly I start with the left top corner and I have to multiply this and this. So I have minus A plus B into A minus this into this. Minus A minus B, minus A minus B into A is equal to 1 divided by this into this, A into minus B. Being simple, I can directly write it as minus AB. Minus, this minus is part of the formula, A into B, which is AB. Now, some of you may be tempted to cancel them. No, you can't. One is both of them are minus AB. Okay, so that will be minus 2AB. It won't cancel out. Alright, let's proceed. X divided by, now I am going to break open the brackets. So B into minus A minus AB, B into minus B minus B square, and minus of, okay, now this minus I have written here. Now I am going to multiply this and this. Minus B into minus A plus AB. Because minus into minus plus, B into A, AB. Minus B into plus B minus B square. Okay? I can simplify it in the next line. That will be safer. 1 Y divided by minus A into A minus A square plus B into A plus AB minus, once again, I am going to multiply these two terms, minus A into A minus A square minus B into A minus AB is equal to 1 divided by minus AB minus 2A. Okay, minus 2A. Alright, let me simplify it even further. Therefore, X divided by minus AB, okay, minus AB minus B square. I am going to break open this bracket. So minus into AB minus AB minus into minus B square plus B square is equal to Y divided by minus A square plus AB. Once again I am going to break open this bracket And what do we get? Minus of minus a square is plus a square. And minus of minus ab is plus ab. Is equal to 1 by minus 2ab. I don't have space further here, so I am going to continue here. Therefore, x divided by, what do we have here? There is a minus b square here, there is a plus b square here. They will cancel each other out. And there is a minus ab, there is a minus ab, so minus 2ab is equal to y divided by, there is a minus a square here, there is a plus a square here, they will get cancelled out. So there is a ab there is a ab there, so 2ab is equal to 1 divided by minus 2ab. So once again, if I divide it into two parts, I have x by minus 2ab is equal to 1 by minus 2ab. So x is equal to, I take this here, minus 2ab by minus 2ab. So they are the same quantity, they cancel out and I get x is equal to 1. And similarly, y divided by 2ab is equal to 1 by minus 2ab. So y is equal to 2ab by minus 2ab. They get cancelled out, but this minus will come on top. So that will be a minus 1 there. Therefore, y is equal to minus 1. Therefore, the final result will be, therefore, x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1. That is the answer to this question. Okay, as you can see, it's a bit complicated because instead of dealing with numbers, we are dealing with constants, and you have to be very careful when doing the algebra here. If you make one tiny mistake, okay, noting a minus as a plus or a plus as a minus, that's it. The entire answer will go for a toss and you won't end up with the right answer. Okay, so such questions are somewhat difficult. You have to practice a lot of such questions. So I'm going to give one such question to you now. Please note this down first. Okay, pause, note this down, and after that I'll give you the sum. Okay, pause now. Alright, have you noted this down? I'm going to erase it and I'm going to give you a different sum. Try this sum. X by a plus y by b is equal to 2. Ax minus by is equal to a square minus b square. I want you to try this sum. However, I am going to give a couple of clues here to you. First, you can observe that they are not in the standard form, so you have to convert them in the standard form. Secondly, what do you have here? A and b, the constants, are the denominator. Whenever the constants are found in the denominator, I have told you earlier that you can actually solve them by keeping them there itself, that is as a fraction. Okay, but I have found that students make more number of mistakes when they deal with equations that contain fractions. So my recommendation would be for you to take LCM of a and b and then get rid of the denominator. That way you won't be having fractions. So I'll just show you what will happen to this first equation. X by a plus y by b is equal to 2. If I take LCM, it's ab. If I do the cross multiplication, it will be bx plus ay. Okay, divided by ab is equal to 2. This ab I take here, so bx plus ay is equal to 2ab. Now this equation and this equation are exactly the same. Okay, they look different, but they are the same. Why? Because we have just taken LCM, that's all. But it is still not in standard form. And we know that for cross multiplication, it has to be in the standard form. So I bring the 2ab here. So bx plus ay minus 2ab is equal to 0. So this will be your first equation. And the second equation, no fractions, so you are safe, but it's not in standard form. Bring that also in standard form. So we have ax minus by. When you bring that here, it becomes minus a square plus b square is equal to 0. So that will be your second equation. Alright? So I have literally done a few steps for you. From here onwards, you take up the matter, proceed using the BCAB approach and write BCAB and the rest of the things. Process the algebra very carefully, step by step, okay, very cautiously, and be very wary of the plus and the minus, okay. Typically I have found that students make mistakes when they deal with the plus and the minus, okay. Where there should have been a plus, they will put a minus, or where there should have been a minus, they will put a plus. That's the kind of mistake that most of the students make in cross multiplication. So do very carefully, and please remember that the formula itself contains a minus, okay. So don't forget to put that minus before you go to the second term in the denominator, okay. So please proceed and pause now, and we'll get back to the answer later. Pause now. Alright, have you tried this sum? If you have done it correctly, your answer should be x is equal to a, y is equal to b. Okay? If you got the answer, congratulations, I appreciate you. But if you didn't get the answer, please don't get discouraged. Unlike the other numerical sums that we have seen earlier, this sum is not easy. So I won't be surprised if you couldn't reach this answer. If you didn't reach this answer, you get back to me, and in another video, I will talk about how to solve this problem. Alright, so this is the cross multiplication method, and for homework, I would like you to go to your exercise 3.5 and take a look at questions 1 and 3. In question 1, they have given 4 subdivisions, and the question goes like this. Which of the following pairs of linear equations has a unique solution, or no solution, or infinitely many solutions? So this is the question that we saw 3 or 4 videos back. Nature of solution. So how do you find the nature of the solution? By looking at the A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2. Do you remember the table that we drew that day? That huge table. So based on the conditions, you have to determine first whether the equations have a unique solution or no solution or infinite solutions. And then the question proceeds, if there is a unique solution, find it using cross multiplication. As I said earlier, if there are no solutions or if there are infinite solutions, we are not interested in it. But if there is a unique solution, we will be interested in finding the unique solution. So the question says, if you figure out that it has a unique solution, find it. And which method to use? Cross multiplication. Okay, so that has 4 subdivisions, 4 sums in it. You try that. 2 of the sums have unique solutions, so you will have 2 sums for practice. Anyway, you try all the 4. Okay, first by finding out the nature of the solutions, and then I want you to take a look at question number 3 also. Okay, solve the following pair of linear equations by substitution and cross multiplication method. Once again, you don't have to do substitution method, just do cross multiplication method alone. Okay, and get the answer. So that would give you some practice. And I will also try to give a few more sums as practice in the description part of the YouTube video. So just below the video you can see the description part. When you click show more, the description will expand. There you will see description of the homework. Alright, so as I said earlier, mere understanding is only crossing half the bridge. The remaining part of the bridge is crossed only when you practice. Okay, so if you don't take the homework seriously, if you just listen to the video, be sure that your understanding will never become perfect. If you want to get full benefit out of these videos, you have to practice. Okay, so take the homework that you see in the description and practice it and get the right result. Okay, so with that we will end for today. See you later on. Bye.